Hello everybody, hope you're doing well today. You see that bar right there? There's going to be kind of technical due to the fact there was no way to set up a final. You have to kind of get down into the channel, the only way to get on it, and you have to kind of come out of a turn any direction you want to land it. You'd have to be down on your speed, low and full flaps on, and no final. Basically, whenever you turn that last bend, you're going to have to make the landing. So here we are going to drop into the channel of the river and start making our way to it. And you can see the Oconee always more technical landing the bars on this river. Obviously it's a smaller river, more narrow, and there's a lot more turns and twists in it. So most all the bars you play on are going to usually the longest one you'll find will be 400 or 500 feet generally. Most of them are about 300 feet, and so it makes for a much more challenging landing. You kind of got to be on your P's and Q's and got to have a good feel for the plane and comfortable riding the power real slow, even over the water. And anyhow, we're getting ready to come around this next bend to the left. That's where my landing spot's going to be. So I hug just as far right as I can without smacking a tree, so that I can at least minimize the amount of turn I got to make. And then all of a sudden round the bend and boom, there's your LZ, and I put it down right here at the edge, and my speed was down, and go ahead and kind of get it stopped. I really put the TKs, got a little work out there, not a big deal, but anyhow, I got stopped. And after I got stopped, obviously I always sit there and I leave my power up. People wonder why my power's up. That's because I've already got the fuel off, so I can run the fuel out of the car just before it shut down. Here we are in the bar we just landed on. You can see right over there it's got some pretty rough sand, and the run out would have been all right to go on up to the end there. There's probably another 150 foot of run out. But anyhow, the hard part of these kinds of landings is you don't have any final. You've got to come right out of a pretty sharp curve down there, and come right out of the curve and drop it on the end, or you're gonna run out of your landing space in a hurry. But you know, what that makes you have to do is to have your speed already low. And if you're not comfortable operating in the slow end of the speed dial, you really don't need to be trying these kinds of landings, because you need to be down in a 40-45 mile an hour range when you come around that bend out of about a 30-degree bank and then drop it in. But it wasn't too bad. It was all a lot of fun, and we're going to sit here on this bar for probably, I don't know, half hour or so and just commune with the fog. A lot of times what I do on these bars once I get landed is I walk the bar and kind of clean up my landing and takeoff zones. And the idea of that is getting any sticks that would get popped up and go into the prop, or any other issues that I can deal with. But I've been on this bar about, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour just resting in my chair. And it's a good bar. This is my first time on this one. Normally this bar is not usable. The river doesn't wash it real smooth, and it was a pretty narrow run out. If you look right behind me there, you can see the washes there, and then when you go over there, the washes on that side. There's just not a lot of run out here. You got to not only nail your touchdown spot, but you got to make a narrow run out, so your directional control is really important. But then you also see stuff like the little stick like this right here. I'll normally get that out of the way, so that if I decide to come in here again from the other direction, I don't want to have to worry about it getting slung up into the prop. Okay folks, here we are in the cockpit. We've already got mounted up. I got the canopy open a little bit for the back taxi. It's just I wouldn't have been able, you see when I turn around, if I had enough room on the bar to get off from that, go in the reverse direction the way I landed. But where I try that, then I would also have to immediately go into a hard right turn with full flaps on at slow speed. And I've done it before, not on this bar, and probably could have done it here. It just was not prudent to do it that direction. It was a lot better to back taxi and take off the same direction that I landed, due to the fact I don't have to make any really sharp turns right after liftoff. But anyhow, here I am back taxiing. Over on the right side, it was just a little bit more solid sand. Still had a little moisture content, so the sand was a little more solid. But you can see I get right here, and you wouldn't be able to tell it from the video, but the bar really drops off there probably 3 or 4 feet right to the left. But anyhow, I'm fixing to button up the canopy there. I already got that done, and I'm fixing to power up a little bit, pick the tail up, and getting all my stuff over my head out of the way a bit. And so anyhow, I power up here, get the tail up, and get turned around and As soon as I do, I set the tail down for a second to give the sand a chance to go ahead and settle after getting wind blasted that direction. That way I can at least minimize the amount that's going to be picked up in the carb. So anyhow, we're sitting here and we're fixing to power up, and as soon as we do, we pick the tail up right there and start the takeoff roll. And you can see right here at the end of the takeoff roll, it's like most of the takeoffs and landings that I do, if you have a problem, you're going to be going swimming at the end if you don't have all your ducks in a row. But so I get up, and after getting up a little bit, I just decided to just surf the river just a bit before pulling out and climbing on out. There was a lot of landing options in front of me in case I were to have a problem, so it just made for a fun little time to just continue to play along the river. And a lot of these bars here I've already landed on, and wouldn't be a problem if the engine were to pack up. But that's it, folks, and if you like it, please like and subscribe.